Hello, everyone. This is Lenard Guzman with Emily Robinson on the Modern Divorce Podcast. It's October 5th. It's World Teachers Day. So happy Teachers Day to all the teachers. I know, I have so many teachers I want to thank, but not on this show. So just a general one. So do you have a favorite teacher, Emily?
Yes, I had quite a few favorite teachers over the years. You know, in law school and in probably high school that I would like to thank all of them. I won't name names because I don't want to forget anybody.
Yeah, this is they're just teachers are just underpaid, they're over like work, especially now. So and I know if we're gonna kind of get in, how do you say streamline divorce and teachers, there's probably something because with child custody, I know both parents probably have to like keep in touch with the teachers. I know they're only like in the kids' lives for a year, but so how does that work like in your experience with divorced children? Because that's important, especially now things are like weird.
Yeah, no, both parents need to be in touch with the teacher. Um, it's important that both parents make the effort and don't just rely on the other parent for information because you don't know if you're going to get all the information and it's not really their responsibility. If you're going to co-parent, both parents should really be active part of the schooling and finding out the information directly from the source.
Yeah, it's like they have like what on average 30 children in their classes, and I have a neighbor who's a teacher, and she's like every year I get new children. So, all right,
Yep.
all right. So let's just I have so many good memories that I can't say right now because it'll take hours and hours. So let's get to it. So this part of the podcast, we go over the news. We go over, what's trending on Google. Let's see what's going on today. So today, wow, okay, so there's Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are reportedly rebuilding the foundation of their relationship after reuniting for dinner, which has sparked speculation. We're not going to get into it because it'll just be that. I just want to read the headlines. Let's find a story that we can kind of sink our teeth into. Okay, let's go this one because this is an ongoing thing. Okay, Kelly Clarkson, she's not like too toxic of a celebrity. Not that Kim Kardashian is. I know she's like hosting SNL. I don't know if you watch that show. So I'm kind of curious about that. So enough about her. She's gonna get too much of our attention, right? Because I think attention is like the new currency. Because like I think Facebook, I don't know how long like WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram were down yesterday. So
Right.
yeah, were you like, oh my god, what am I gonna do?
No, luckily I was busy at work and not paying attention. I knew they were down, but it didn't affect me.
Oh, so yeah, I'm dependent in some weird ways. Like it's weird because my dad and I have this thing on Facebook because like my signal isn't so good in the house, so we get on the Messenger app and
Oh,
yeah, because it's on Wi-Fi, and it's one of those things where he only gets, 'cause he's he's an older gentleman. He's a baby boomer, so he could like figure that out. So I was like, okay, and then I got this fantasy football like group thing, and we're on WhatsApp, so that just kind of took a break for like 2 hours. Okay, so let's get back to the news here. Let's get back on track. So Kelly Clarkson wins Montana ranch and divorce from Brandon Blackstock. So Kelly Clarkson scored a legal victory in her divorce from Brandon Blackstock in court documents obtained by ET. So this is from etonline.com. So she got this on Tuesday. A judge ruled that the Montana ranch Blackstock is currently living on and is officially hers. The judge ruled that the ranch and two parcels of Montana property acquired during their marriage are subject to the terms of their prenuptial agreement. Blackstock's position that all property and assets acquired during the marriage are marital property owned 50-50 by them was rejected. In August, ET learned that 39-year-old singer's prenup agreement has been validated by the judge in a divorce case. The prenup agreement segregates all assets and income derived in their marriage to 44-year-old Blackstock, which gave her possession of the Montana ranch where their family quarantined together earlier in 2020. So what are your thoughts on this?
Well, it was smart that they had a prenup since, Kelly Clarkson makes a lot of money. But a lot of times people will try to contest the prenups or say they're invalid or say everything should be community for this or that reason. And it sounds like that argument did not win. So what I get out of that is if you have a good, strong prenup, it will be upheld. And when people have second thoughts in the divorce and they want to they want to try and get out of a prenup, then it's not going to work.
But I guess you can contest it, right? You can contest anything. I mean, that's interesting.
You can contest anything, but there's specific rules on how to do a prenup. And if you do it right, the hope is that you will win and the prenup will not be thrown out.
Oh, so they're like looking for any like little, I guess, legal loopholes, like little tiny ones that they can kind of get into.
Yeah,
huh?
It could be a procedural loophole or a term they think is unfair or something like that.
Okay, that's a lesson to everyone here. Get an ironclad prenup if you're gonna do it. I think there's another topic for prenup here, but we'll get to the next article here. This is from Yahoo News. Why won't my partner finalize his divorce? Here's the problem. I started dating a man over 3 years ago, but didn't find out he was still married and had not finalized his divorce until after a month of dating him. We fell in love quickly, but I told him I don't want to date a married man. He and his wife haven't been together for 7 years now and don't communicate with each other. He told me he isn't going back to his wife and that they both want a divorce, but still hasn't happened. His wife started dating someone else, but when he found out her divorce wasn't finalized, he broke up with her. He didn't ask her husband to get the papers together, and I helped him with it. She signed it and sent it back, but that's as far as it went. This has been an issue throughout our relationship. He tells me that he loves me and he doesn't want to be without me. We had a plan to move in together, but I do not want to get financially involved with him while he's still tied to another person. He promised he will get the paperwork over to his wife, still has not done so. And every time I bring it up, he ends up in a fight or we break up. Forbid he comes back promising me again that he only wants me. This is also causing an issue with his adult children not respecting me or wanting me at family functions. People that know him think he's still married. They don't know about our relationship. What could possibly be stopping him from wanting to move on with me? Please let me know your thoughts.
Wow, that's tough. I mean, there could be many things. I do find like a lot of people are just sort of chicken and they don't want to confront their current spouse or argue with them or have to deal with it. And it's just easier to ignore and stick their head in the sand and act as if nothing's happening. So that could be one reason. Another reason could be that finishing a divorce is a lot of work. It's a lot of financial work. It's a lot of mental effort. It's a lot of emotional effort. So, that could be it too. But, choosing to be with somebody that's still entangled with somebody else, you have to, on some level, know what you're getting into and that you accept the risks of that when you take on that relationship.
That's kind of like in between, right? So maybe the guy in this particular case is hedging. Maybe like, okay, maybe there's a chance to, I don't know. Guys are weird. Everyone's different. So let's see. Let's get to the next article here. This one's a little more technical. Legal reader.com. So by considering these 6 financial concerns, you can rest assured about living independently and stress-free. So the number one thing they advise is create an advisory team. Divorce can change your life both emotionally and financially during such stressful times. You may not understand how to deal with legal requirements, handle finances, or even doing taxes. Avoid taking the burden alone and hire experts. Number 2, document everything. Navigating a divorce can exhaust you emotionally and financially. With countless legal requirements and paperwork, you may end up feeling overwhelmed. Some may even forget to document everything during divorce, which can bring dire times. Number 3, be informed about life insurance. The spouse responsible for paying alimony and child support has to provide life insurance to the other spouse. The purpose of providing life insurance is to get replacement alimony and child support if the paying spouse dies suddenly. I didn't even know that one. So 4, consider your tax status. Several states have 90 days waiting period to get a divorce, which can frustrate those wanting a quick end. If you and your partner are still legally married as of December 31st, the year of the waiting period, you both still have to file joint taxes. One of you needs to find a new tax practitioner to avoid complicated situations. Number 5, update your estate plan during your divorce process. Always make sure to update your estate plan, will, and beneficiary. Number 6, consider selling the marital home. Although your marital home may hold some emotional emotional memories, it can quickly become a financial burden. The cost of living without proper income can make it difficult to live under a roof. Therefore, you may want to consider selling your marital home after a divorce. Interesting.
Dropped my camera.
Oh no!
It was so riveting. I just couldn't keep my camera up. No, I think all those things are really important. And I always recommend in any divorce having a team. A lawyer can help you with the legal aspects, but not necessarily with the financial aspects. You may need a CPA, you may need a forensic accountant, you may need a bankruptcy attorney. I mean, there's lots of things that need to be done in a case, and sometimes you need a team of people to do it. One person isn't enough. And hopefully I think the first step can be hiring an attorney. And once you do that, the attorney can direct you to all the other resources that you might need in your case.
Yeah, what's interesting is on Facebook, out of all things, they don't allow divorce attorney ads, because I think on Facebook, I'm not on it like regularly. I'm only on the messenger part of it. It says the status of your relationship, right? So then Facebook's like, hey, we got to kind of moderate this because divorce attorney, not you because you're a good one, but they would go and they would target people who are probably put I think this was the beginning of Facebook. They were put their status single, married, and then I think there was one complicated. This was back a while back.
It's complicated. I remember that.
Yeah, so that was interesting to me, and this brought it back for some reason. Probably selling your home, and it makes sense now.
That would be it's complicated.
All right, so let's get to the part of the show where we ask Emily. It's like your AMA, ask me anything, Emily, AMAE. So this part of the show, we go over things like child custody, starting the divorce journey. Maybe there's a lot of things that come up, mental health, and so let's get to it. So I hate my ex-wife. Let's start with something a little more grounded. So this one is this is a short one. this is one that says she doesn't want me to go to my own divorce hearing. So my ex texted me the hearing date, but she made it clear she doesn't want me there. Is this how it works? This isn't right, right? Isn't she trying to make me look bad in court? And this is outside California.
That's weird. I mean, it's obviously your choice to go to your own hearing or not. Sometimes, though, you don't need to go. Sometimes maybe it's a status hearing or to just drop off paperwork, or you've settled and, you know, your ex is just telling the court that. But if you have concerns or don't trust your ex, I would certainly go. Um, there are times when only one side has to show up, but doesn't sound like this person trusts their ex, so I would definitely go. Especially now you can appear by video and, webcam and stuff. It's a lot easier.
Okay, next one. This is a child custody one involving kids. A bit of encouragement to those of you with kids. Tonight, my 14-year-old told me that at school today she had to write and share in class about something she's proud of. She told me she wrote about me. She's proud of me because I've gone through some really hard stuff and have had a tough year. But despite that, I've always had a positive attitude and a smile on my face. She's proud of me for standing up for myself and getting myself and her sister out of a toxic household, and that I'm strong and a badass. Kids say this badass thing all the time, isn't it? Like, I guess it's okay now.
I guess so. That's really cool. I mean, that's nice. I think it's so important, to feel like, a lot of people question, did I do the right thing by the kids and did I make the right choice? And to have that kind of confirmation and that kind of affirmation from your child, I think is really special.
So this next one is a getting started one. Is divorce contagious or is it social pressure? My husband, my husband is trying to make it work, and I'm 80% sure we should split. Although I haven't dropped the divorce D word, I've just been unhappy and why, and it needs to be addressed. He's mostly happy with our marriage, so we're doing counseling and doing lots of talks. He's previously divorced, and I know if we go there, he'll freak out. So I'm not sure. Ideally, I do want to fix this, but my question is, do you think divorce is contagious? All of a sudden, we know several couples that are talking about it. They're in their early stages. Few of our couple friends are divorced or considering. I think we get along better than them, and I don't think there's been any infidelity. I guess my question is if it's good enough. I had a friend say he gave us 2 years, so I suppose it's getting obvious from the outside. His friend is still married and unlikely to get divorced. I haven't brought it up with anyone I know. So on one hand, I'm kind of hoping that having a previous divorce would make my husband work harder to fix this to avoid a second one. But on the other hand, he has less fear of the process because he's done it before. I think I'm afraid he won't want to fix this. Our issues aren't insurmountable, but I'm worried that dropping the divorce conversation, the divorce word, won't get him to motivate him to fix it. After all, we have a lot of friends divorcing, and that's just So Emily, what do you think? Is divorce contagious?
Well, I don't think divorce is contagious, but I think sometimes when a friend gets a divorce or someone else gets a divorce that it maybe, if you've been thinking about it, gives you the guts to go and do it yourself. Because a lot of times you don't want to be the first one, or you're nervous to try something, but you see someone else do it and then you feel like, oh, maybe I should do that too. So I would definitely not say it's contagious, but I do think it can empower you to go, you know, do your own divorce if you see someone else doing it. Um, but again, it shouldn't be the first resort. Like if counseling can help the marriage or there's something else that you can do, I would always try that first.
All right, that's our last question of the day. We had a little internet glitch here, so we're continuing this question. So thanks so much, everyone, for joining us on the Modern Divorce Podcast, and see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.